Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you some more CNSL Season 6. Right now, we're starting the winners match of the Round of 16 Group A. And oh my god, is it an exciting one. We have Skey here in the top left. He's been playing some magnificent Terran, despite the fact that we don't really know much about him. In the bottom right, we have Dewalt. You know Dewalt, you love Dewalt. He is amazing. He's the last non-Korean player left in the tournament. And being here in the winners match, very excited to see if he is going to have what it takes to take down Skey in this PvT. We're going to start off on Dark Origin. This is a two-player map. It is considered a bit Protoss favored, so maybe that'll help Dewalt out, but I'm sure Skey will have some sort of plan for it. So while we wait for this to really get going, guys, I want to thank you for checking out ArtosisCasts. Please do make sure that you are subscribed, hit that notification button, and leave a comment. Like the video. You know, it's very appreciated. The more that you guys do that, the videos get better traction, more people watch. It's a great thing. So very much appreciated anyone who has been active in these types of things. Thank you much. You're awesome. Also, I have gotten some questions if I'm going to be casting some of the big Pro Gamers returns like Flash and like Fantasy. And the short answer is yes, but not right this second. We are right now in the CNSL. It is going on. I also saw people asking, like, how recent are these games? They're super recent. I'm ripping through the games. That's why I'm, like, stacking more than I did in the previous season to kind of keep up with it. So once this season is done, I definitely will be going on to some other matches of interest. So anyways, taking a look at this game, Dewalt gets up there and steals the gas right away. A little bit of harassment from that probe. Back at home, gateway as well as a second pylon. And, you know, a pretty standard opener. Like, honestly, you should probably steal gas all the time against Terran if you can. It forces Terran down certain roads. Anytime that you can dictate anything that your opponent, like, kind of has to do, that's generally a good idea. Ooh, good catch there. Dewalt just slightly off. Might have been a little tiny bit of latency there. Not exactly sure what his turn rate was for this game. But yeah, it's controlling your opponent, making them do things like slow down a little bit. You know, you actually gain money from this. Like, over the long term, obviously, like if the map mines out half and half, you didn't gain money from this, but the amount of money it takes for 3 SCVs to attack the assimilator and kill it off costs like more than the assimilator by just a little bit. So anyways, I get that question a lot, like should you always proxy on 2-player maps? Well, that's up to you, but should you always steal gas? Yeah, probably. Anyways, taking a look at this, it is a very fast Nexus going up. Skey making Marines non-stop. He is getting his gas and going for a command center. It's like, I don't think he's going to attack across the map. I think he will make another Marine after this. So there is the command center. Let's see, does he get the 5th Marine? Or is he going to go build a bunker? Yeah, looks like he is going to go down and actually get that bunker up, which is going to be fine. Some players, like for instance, if this were Mihu, I betcha he'd skip the bunker and just go non-stop Marines here and maybe even try a counterattack. But either way, we are getting up there as far as the gas goes, and no money for that factory. So the factory is actually going to be even later than it had to be, right? Because he's trying to get the depot on time. He's getting the bunker for safety's sake. Honestly, in this situation, like it's hard to say. Like if the second Zealot had come up and he had skipped the bunker, made the factory quicker, could be in trouble. But in this particular case, if he had done that, that would have paid off for Skey very well. Back at Dewalt's base, his Cybernetics core just now finishing up. You can see how far back his tech has been pushed. A second gateway coming up as well, making sure that he's going to have plenty of units here. And it looks like he wants to try to maybe pop a Zealot over. So let's see if he's able to do this. Very good pop right there. You basically displace it by using the mining command. You know, workers just drill through anything. So he pops it right over the minerals. Going to do that with a second Zealot here as well. If that goes right over, this is going to be really powerful. Okay, that one doesn't go over as easily. You know, every good player can do this, but sometimes it takes a few tries. Sometimes you can't get it either. Like, there you go. Ooh, Ooh, he let it mine a long time, too, because as soon as you get the minerals in the probe's mouth, then a lot harder to make that work. Anyways, 2 Zealots just going to walk on by, mosey up that ramp. The add-on was created, so this is highly annoying. He unloads 4 Marines and brings them up. Honestly, with the amount of lost mining time that is happening here, plus the base scout, I think already this has basically been worth it, and he's even going to get more than that. So, 2 SCVs have fallen. A third, maybe? Maybe? No, doesn't quite get that. Does get a third, though. Yeah, this has been pretty badass from Dewalt. His Zealots doing some very nice damage. A Vulture pops out, so he'll be able to kill that. Doesn't lose Marines, but 3 SCVs lost mining time. Seeing the full tech of what's going on. He even walks over here with the Zealot, so he really does know everything that's occurring at the moment. A Dragoon runs in, maybe a little bit crazy on this one, since he does have all these Marines and a Vulture. And DeWalt will run away now. So yeah, I think that was a very good start to it. But now this is kind of interesting from Skey. He's skipping siege tanks and instead going directly into Vulture, saying, you know what, you offensive gas me into a Nexus. So I'm going to be able to get Vultures out before your Dragoons are really going to threaten me. And in this case, he is right about that. No Dragoon range or anything like that. Back at home, we have the support bay going up. So definitely going to see some Reavers joining in. Dragoons walk up to try to help put some pressure on. Mines are not done quite yet. Dewalt may be overextending slightly with these Dragoons. Vultures going across the map. Dewalt, though, going to go ahead and make that pylon wall. Completely invincible against these Vultures now. They are going to have to sit back. Gets a couple probes in there. Ooh, going to deny that third base, at least for the time being. So, honestly, the Vultures worked really, really well. He lost a couple, but he gained some map control. He gained a lot of vision of what was going on. Forced some pylons that Dewalt may not have wanted to make right at this moment. Look at his supply, 62 of 90. And got a couple probes. So you got to be happy with that. So I heard a scan, and there's an eBay going up. So he definitely knows that Reaver is on the way from Dewalt, getting ready to counteract that. Range for Goliaths coming as well as the eBay. No +1 yet. That's definitely a mistake. Like, there you go. He gets it going. That should have been started, of course. Now, going Goliaths with range plus missile turrets, like, if you're going to do this, probably you'll only get, like, 2 missile turrets total. You'll put them in places where the Goliaths may have a harder time going to. Like, for instance, if you want to go for Goliath plus turret, basically your Goliaths will be centralized, and maybe you'll put, like, a turret here and, like, a turret here or something in areas the Goliaths are going to be slow to get to. But we'll see if he actually ends up making many turrets at all. I see 1 turret is in production, and he puts it right next to the command center. I guess that's a good backup in case a dive comes in from Dewalt. It looks like he will move forward now. Skey pushing that Reaver out. Dewalt not going to risk it. Meantime, we have Dewalt taking his third base location. More gateways being added as well. Forge coming up. And where does Skey go from here? Is he going to 5-fact? That is a possibility. I see 3 SCVs being pulled. Yeah, that is definitely going to be a 5-factory play from him. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean an attack, actually. 5-factory is kind of a very safe way to play against Reaver, because your opponent has the potential to run in and do Reaver-like counter stabs. And then also one of the most popular things to do with Reaver openers is to go into Zealot legs and get like a bunch of gateways and try to run over your opponent. Now, this map, because of the 3 bridges and the only other entrance being kind of a choke point, that type of style not as popular. I expect Dewalt here to more likely continue to create Reaver shuttles, things like that. Maybe go into High Templars as well. Very, very strong on this map, High Templars are. But Skey adding a 6th factory. Okay. So, as soon as you see the 6th factory, the odds of this being any sort of third base build go dramatically down. 5 factories plays into a third command center very well, but 6 factories is like, okay, we want to get every unit possible. So, looks like we will have Skey pushing out for an attack. He has all the machine shop upgrades. He's about to have +1 as well, so pretty solid there. And I do wonder where he's going to end up going with this. Does he just want to take the bridge? Does he want to go up here and try to push down into the third base location? Well, those are really kind of the two main areas. Players that take the bridges, if you try to push over, that gets very difficult to do. But of course, if you go up this way, that opens up counterattack potential and flank potential. So never a perfect decision in StarCraft. We'll see what Skey ends up deciding to do. A nice scan there does get rid of an observer. Fantastic to kill that off so that it's harder for Dewalt to know exactly where the units are. Going to be a little bit more difficult to micro because of that. A few vultures off on the side. The siege tanks moving forward. A little bit of a leapfrog right now. 2 tanks have been left back very defensively. Very handsome, by the way, with this mine spread. Excellent anti-reaver locations. But now the vulture's running out, and they're going to lay a few mines on the side. Looks like they just want to go back. I think he sensed that there was a chance he was going to get completely trapped and lose. I mean, if you're losing like 8 vultures here, the push is almost over. You can't lose those for free. And they aren't going to do anything against these big groups of dragoons. You have to have them with the main army. Looking back up into Skey's base, he is getting his +1 armor, continuing to mass up. Man, the Reaver's killing off a couple of the Goliaths. That is extremely painful. Goliaths, 4 Goliaths will 2 volley a shuttle. So as soon as you drop below 4, your power to push away the shuttle goes down dramatically, right? Because now these guys need 4 volleys to kill it off. And suddenly that's like, well, he can unload everything or run away. So a little bit painful losing those Goliaths there. Dewalt backing up. We zoom out for a moment, you can see, right? He's kind of getting a little bit of an arc. He'll probably attack up into this area very, very soon here, since it is really hard to come off the bridges. Now, in Unsiege, this is maybe the weakest moment for Terran as Skey is coming across the map. Dewalt not jumping on him. The observers were all killed, so he actually doesn't know what this army is looking like right now. He has a general idea, but that's about it. He does have observer speed right now. Brings up those observers as well as some zealots. And here we go. The double drops going out onto those siege tanks. More zealots coming up here. He's got to target those siege tanks onto the Reavers and onto the Dragoons. But it looks like Dewalt may just have enough to break through here. The Reaver Micro doing fantastically, knocking down that siege tank. And man, very good break there from Dewalt. He is going to force everything back. Kills off, like, just about the whole army. We have 3 siege tanks that just basically came out and or were taken from defensive positions. But the fact that Dewalt broke that out here, like, if you still had your army out here, okay, maybe we still have a good game going on. But right now, this is definitely a deficit for Skey. This is not looking good. Dewalt has the 3 bases up. He's up heavily in workers, like more than 50%. Getting a 4th Nexus as well. Skey sitting here. He's got 1-1, making his 3rd base now, having to back up into a more defensive spot. Luckily for him, ooh, big mine there. Luckily for him, a mine did kill that High Templar before it was able to get a Psy Storm off. But right now, Dewalt is absolutely dominating. Reaver still harassing lightly. This doesn't matter all that much for Dewalt right now. I think it's more about hitting his rounds, making sure he's macroing really cleanly. As you can see, he's got a good 11 gateways going right now. Skey pushing over towards his 3rd base. If he's going to win this game, you know, something special is going to happen. Like, maybe if Dewalt attacks poorly over the bridge, that can open up an opportunity here for Skey. That's kind of what I'm looking at, right? Because, like, pushing back over the bridges is going to be hard. Honestly, pushing anywhere is going to be hard because we're in the portion of the game where we have High Templars coming out. And Storm is extremely good on maps with chokes like these. How do you push up, like, for instance, in this area? I mean, this is literally 2 storms wide. So if you just throw a storm in the middle, you're hitting everything just about. Very, very tough. Obviously, going over the bridges, we've gone over that a lot of times. I'm sure everyone who's watching has seen plenty of games or even played games yourselves where you've tried to go over bridges like these and it hasn't turned out well. Well, Dewalt right now, moving over to the left-hand side, maybe he's going to try some sort of break. Honestly, I don't think he really needs to. But his supply is so dominating. He's up by a good 55 supply. So, I mean, there's not going to be a better time to attack. As Terran's supply continues to go up, he's going to get more and more efficient against you. So Dewalt looks like he does want to push in here. 3 shuttles coming, all full of Zealots. And those Zealots will get in on top of these Siege Tanks. Ooh, a lot of damage being dealt at this third base location. There's still some army here for Skey, though. I think he's just going to hold. The Dragon, well, maybe not, actually. A lot more Zealots come up that I didn't notice from that side. In the meantime, Dewalt is taking another base at the top right. Still Skey trying to hold on, trying to push everything back. His supply has fallen dramatically here, down to 86. Not looking very good. And yeah, Dewalt. This is a Dewalt win. Like, there's nothing left here. I think we're gonna see a GG out of Skey. Right? Like, man, Dewalt has so much right now. There's more bases going up. Just eradicating Siege Tanks, throwing down some Psystorms there as well. He's losing a lot of his army as well, but, like, to remake this Terran army is much harder than to remake that Protoss army, especially when your opponent has more than 2 times your economy. GG, Dewalt wins game number 1.